Introduction to Fire Safety. Most fires are preventable. This Toolbox talk covers general advice on how fires start and provides guidance on substances that cause fire and explosion. Last year, there were over 7,000 fires detected in industrial buildings, and a shocking 322 people lost their lives to fire-related deaths in the UK. So it's really important to remember that the consequences of getting fire safety wrong can be life-changing. Real people, real consequences. In 2011, a blaze started in a Rochdale textile mill after a baling machine, which recycled clothing into underlay, became blocked. There were 4 members of staff in the building at the time. One of the workers who managed to escape described the panic the fire caused, and in particular how the fire spread like a flash and there were red and yellow flames touching the factory ceiling. Sadly, one of his colleagues never made it out of the building. The blaze was so intense that firefighters were unable to enter the mill until the following day to remove the body. Think this couldn't happen to you? Think again. How do fires start? So how do fires start? Well, they need 3 things to start. A source of ignition, heat, a source of fuel, something that burns, and oxygen. These elements are known as the fire triangle. When fuel or flammable materials are heated, the energy stored inside starts to react with oxygen in the air, giving off heat. This creates a vicious cycle which causes the fire to spread. Understanding the basic principles of the fire triangle is essential to help prevent fires from occurring and also helps us know how to put them out. Stages of fire. There are 4 key stages of fire that you need to be aware of. Stage 1, ignition. Fuel, oxygen and heat join together in a sustained chemical reaction. Stage 2, growth. With the initial flame as a heat source, additional fuel now ignites. Convection and radiation ignite more surfaces, and the size of the fire increases. Hot gases collecting at the ceiling transfer heat, allowing all fuels in a room to come closer to their ignition temperature at the same time. Stage 3, fully developed. The fire has now spread over much, if not all, of the available fuel, and temperatures have reached their peak. And finally, Stage 4, decay, also known as burnout. The fire has consumed all available fuel and temperatures start to decrease. The fire now gets less intense. How fire spreads. Fire spreads fast, really fast, so it's important you're aware of the 3 different ways that it can spread. The first is called conduction. This is explained as the transfer of heat through or within a material because of direct contact. For example, a burning wastebasket which ignites a nearby couch. The second way is convection. This is the flow of fluid or gas from hot areas to cooler areas. It occurs because heated air is less dense and rises, whilst cooler air descends. It's what produces the familiar large plumes of hot gas and smoke when a fire is in an open area. And the third way fire spreads is through radiation. Heat can travel through electromagnetic waves without objects or gases carrying it along. Radiated heat goes out in all directions, unnoticed, until it strikes an object. You may have witnessed this when a burning building radiates heat to surrounding structures. Sources of fire. Many substances found in the workplace can cause fires or explosions. These range from the obvious, such as flammable chemicals, petrol, paint thinners and welding gases, to the less obvious, such as engine oil, grease, packaging materials, dust, flour and sugar. It's really important to be aware of the risks and to control or get rid of them to prevent accidents. Takeaway. Don't let your future go up in smoke. Follow fire safety. You must always be aware of how fires start and spread to keep yourself and colleagues safe whilst at work. Remember, nothing you do is worth getting hurt for. Commitment to work safely. What are you going to do differently to stay safe at work?